Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, it's good to see that the stream is on. Now, I'm Michael Mike. I'm an engineer and I'm a producer. Um, I did work with many different artists. I just did something. Uh, me and Erica Badu. Uh, Here's the photo. Me and Erica Badu. Okay, I got pictures, me, Snoop, all of that. Now, what I was saying is that this with Dame Taylor. And Dame Taylor is talking about that you don't need plugins, okay? And all of these different concepts. Notice something about it. Number one, why do you think plugins come with FL Studio, Logic, Ableton Live? They have to be used in music in order to make your music correct. There are situations like vocals, where a person sing loud and then sing soft. Okay, so we have to use plugins, a compressor. So the loud part is taken down and the soft part is brought up in this even. There's so many functions that you have to use plugins on to get your tapes. If you don't, then you become a beat maker. Now, the second thing is I hope Dame is watching this because of this. I came on your show and I talked. What I want to do is invite you to my show. Okay. Therefore, I'm gonna let you say any and everything you want in its fullest. Okay? We're gonna have a discussion about this instead of this childish thing to where people tell you what you do is wrong and then I'm gonna mute you. You know, all of these things that you saying, they don't add up. Number one, you from Los Angeles, and then you say that I need to know where do you stay at? What is your first name? Nobody from Los Angeles, and you especially talking about Los Angeles, is gonna ask you something like that. If you ask them, what's your name? My name Checkham. All right, well that's your name. You know what I mean? I'm not. Are you near Freeway? Are you near Jack in the Box? What is your first name? This is not a person that's from the streets. Okay, so knock it off with that. Number two, he cut you off. Now, when Curtis King and Busy Works Beats had their little argument, then he said negative stuff about Curtis, and then he said what he pull up on Busy Works Beats and all of this, like what you gonna do? But when old boy from Florida, who box, wanted to get with your program, you all of a sudden you died that. You know what I mean? You wasn't ready to go off on him the same way. And what does that teach the audience? That teach that this is how you handle your source. It should be sticking to music and teaching them to get better. Okay, I'm gonna show you why you need plugins. Okay, I'm gonna just show you what they do and why you do need them. Now, on my show right here, you can hit the like button, subscribe if you want. If not, you can chill, whatever makes you happy. But I'm gonna show you certain things on YouTube is correct and a lot ain't. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the correct way to use how your stuff sound without it and then with. So enough of that. Let's get into the show. All right. Let me go to FL Studio. Okay. So let me go back to it. All right. On here. Oh, I didn't put none. It's still gonna be normal. Okay. Let's start with the kick. A couple of things that needs to be done. It's full tech, but it's not called that. It's called a rule tech. This is by Plugin Alliance. They make some of the best um, software that you can get. Right. So let this come up, and this is the reason why. So this is something that they add to the kicks. Okay. So now let's just listen to the kick for a second. Okay. Uh, and let me mute all the rest of this. This is a part of sound design. Now let's hear the kick. We're gonna hear it This is nothing. Okay. Now we're gonna add this. All right. Now we're gonna. Okay. Now we want to do some boosting. So about 10K, I'm gonna give it a little boost. Okay, in the low end, about 40. Okay. Now I got a choice. I can make it thinner, sharp, or wider. Okay. Now let me add a little bit more to it. Okay. Dumping it. Okay, let's play that against the bass. Okay. Now let's hear it louder. I'm gonna cut this out. Let's hear it. And all right, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna cut on the pull tech. Okay. Okay. Now let's see how it sounds without. That's with. Previously, I put an SSL channel on there, so the original kit is not even gonna sound that way. I use this uh, SSL here on there. This is the E channel. Now let's go back. Okay. Now with now, let me go in here. Okay. Okay, here we go. And I'm not even pressing it. Versus this off, this on. Now you see how much harder it hit. But now, then we cut it back down so I can get a level match. We'll get this boost off. All right, it needs a little bit more. Okay. Now, okay. Now, we're going to go here. Okay. So what we're going to do is go again to one of my favorite software makers, which is Plugin Alliance. I'm going to use Subfilter. Okay. And here with Subfilter, you heard how the bass sound. Let's hear it before. All right. Now we're going to hear it after. And watch with this when I dial in. let's go without. Let me keep this matched. All right, let me turn this gain off. Now with this back on. All right, now let's cut it back up. Now, another plugin we can use is to get these hi-hats real shimmery. This is again by Plugin Alliance, and we're going to use the SPL. Let's see where we at. SPL. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where are you? SPL. Da, 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 da. Here we go. The Attacker Plus. No, we got the Transient Designer. Okay. Now we're gonna listen to the hi-hats without and then with. This is without. This is with. Now let me dial in. I can sustain the note. I can control my attack. And control how much parallel mix I want. I can have a side chain. And I can also solo the frequency. Okay, this without, this with. Okay. Now let's play with the rest of the beat. Let's add some rest. Now, you see why we need plugins. Another reason why we need plugins. Okay, if we take a look and we come down, now I'm gonna deal with these instruments here. Okay, first is this flute. Okay, now I'm gonna use this. Mid sides is the what comes down the middle is in the middle, like the kick drum and the rest. I want to make sure that it's getting the proper sound. Nothing is too um, bright, nothing is too low, and the mids are right. And then I have to make sure that this doesn't fight with other instruments. So Let's handle the first fight will be against the bass. Let's hear it. They're fighting. Okay. Let me mute the rest. All of this. And if you listen to the low end between the boom and the from the flute, it's getting too much basses in that flute. So I have to take some of the bass out of the flute in order for everything to line up right. This is the reason why you need plugins. So when you play stuff, you think, oh, that's cool. No, it's not. All right. You have to line stuff up. Let's keep going. Now, let's play this back again. Now, you see, if I put this back where it was here, watch how that bass interferes with a sub bass. Now, watch this when I turn it. You see how much cleaner it is. Okay. So I'm checking it down on mids. Let me listen to the mids. Okay. Now let me check the polarity. Okay. That's cool. Now I'm gonna check it against this others. Let's go here to this one here. And I'm gonna pull up its SSL. Okay. This is a texture. Let's hear it. Same thing. You can hear the low end of the texture is not blending right. So I'm gonna cut it about 200. And I'm gonna take the mids off of them. See, they're becoming much more clearer. Now, remember the thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the sides. I'm gonna mute this. I'm gonna go to the flute and I'm gonna hit the sides. Sorry about that plane. I'm gonna close this window. Close the window for 1 minute. Hold on. turn this off and I'm gonna check this one. I'm gonna do the sides. I want it to lay back. I don't want it aggressive. Okay. Next, I'm gonna check it against this one on it here. On it here in the mids. Okay, now let's listen to these with the plugins off. Now, you see how muddy it sounds? See how muddy it sounds? And let's put the plugins back on. I'll be showing you how to use all of this stuff. You see how much clearer it is. And he's telling you, don't use them. All right. Now, let's hit this in context with the beat. See what we get. Now I can use this to determine I'm gonna side chain this to about 8, 7. check it out. Now, he's going to tell you you don't need plugins. That's crazy. Okay. Now, here's another plugin. After you do this, you want to look at a little gluing. So I'm just going to give you a little taste of some um, plugins. Okay. This is a mastering compressor. This is by Amic again. It's an Amic compressor by again. It's by Plugin Alliance. I'm gonna do a review on all of their material. I'm gonna show you they make the best, along with some other companies too. All right. This is a mastering EQ. Now your regular stuff don't come up, but just listen to the difference. All right. Let's play this. This is just for blooming. Okay. So right away, setting this against the click. Okay, here's a second hysteresis release. It's already gluing stuff down. Now we can give it some ambience. Let's hear that. All right, let's go down here. This is in 10T, which it models every. It's not the same channel on each one. Like in the real console, one through however many 75, 24, whatever. Each channel sounds different. So as you turn this, it makes each one sound different, and this is the EQ down here. So let's do a little EQing. But what I want to do is when I do this EQing, what I want to do is I want to, and you can EQ the left side and the sides different. Than I want to unlink them. All right, because I want to control this separate. Because I don't want the deep end into when we do the mid sides and the sides. I don't want the deep end into that. So let's see. We're gonna start here. And I tell the lows. Okay, right here. Okay, right here is mono maker. And so that's just letting the kicks and the subs stay in mono. And that's, uh, I'm going to dial this in. I'll get into how to use this stuff more. Now, I'm going to widen them. But first, before I get into this, we got a little issue here I got to solve. And this doesn't need to be there. This needs to be in the middle. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute the rest. I'm going to show you why you do these things. I'm going to have full tutorials on them. Instead of just playing this, okay, what I want to do is I want to add some panning to it. Okay, we can widen it out. And I want to unlink them. Now I want to deal with the mids and the sides. This the mids, this the sides. So I want to tell the sides that when it comes to the low end, and I can EQ the mids different than the sides. Okay, now this here, let's see, and I'm gonna listen to the mix. Okay, now the low end, I want to cover it here. And let's play everything back. things. And just like these strings of this pad, I want to add movement to them. So they going from side to side, left to right in your head. All right. Let me see something else. Um, this is another good uh, compressor. This here, being the townhouse compressor. It's another famous compressor that's used. Different compressors do different things. You don't use one compressor and this compressor you need for everything. It's not. Let's try this townhouse. Sounds excellent. Let me set the release. Now, let me mix it in. Let's play it. You can hear how it takes care of you can hear the low end, the extra little rumble in there. It picking up the compressor. I think we need a little makeup. Okay. And he's telling you you don't need these kind of things. He's crazy. I'm gonna show you some other stuff that's in here. Okay. Now, there's something that a lot of people sleep on that you and this come with FL Studio that a lot of people sleep on and don't know is very useful. Very useful. Let me go on here. It's it's FL Studios, the sound advertising. Where are you? Where are you? Might be down on the other half. You're probably, let's see, you're in here. Oh, here we go. Sound advertising. All right, listen to this. Whoa, sorry about that. Let me drop some sound back. Let's hear without. Now with, without. with, let me sound match it, without, with. You see, all of these things, let me pan. Okay. So, like I said, if you don't put this on here, okay, your beats are going to sound flat. They're not this. Why do you think they put this in here? And this is only some of the stage. I have to run this to these buses, and I have to use different compressors to there, and then I have to mix this, and it's quite a few steps before we going into mastering. Speaking of that, I'm gonna replace the sound divider, and I'll go back to um, plugin lines again. And this time, all of these plugins are super fire. Let's go get a mastering, uh, to master this. Okay, of course, we gotta cut some things down. Okay, quite naturally, before I turn this on, I have to work on this mix. All right, hold on. Okay, now we're gonna get this a trim. I'm gonna add grit. Now, this master disc, there's a whole lot of accessories here. Um, you're looking at this dynamic range right here. And then we have the mids, the EQ here. Also, again, a mono maker and a stereo uh, enhancer, a widener. Let's go ahead and play it. You turn it this way, it should be darker, and this way it should get lighter, clearer, rights and lows. Okay. Let's do the mids. Now, with now, this is the point in when I was telling you that when he tells you that you don't need plugins, he's wrong. Okay, this is how you make records. And when you don't do that, you're going to have low end fights, you're going to have high end fights. How you going to control the vocals? What if we played something much more dramatic and it was an instrument like a bass popping? That, okay, we would have to control those with a compressor. This is the reason why we use compressors, okay? Because it can even out a sound. We even use them with vocals, different kind of vocals to make them compressing. Now, when you record a regular rap vocal to this, it's gonna sound bland. Number one, we got the room sound. We have to eliminate. Then I have to go through the bad things in your voice. You know what I mean? So when we go uh, to the vocals or whatever, if I was to extend this out and rap on it, you would hear that the vocal part is not going to sound like it is supposed to sound. Okay, because we have to get rid of the room sound. We have to do all of this to get this professionally done. Now, if you don't have the plugins, you're not going to get that sound. Okay, if you don't use it, you're a nut. That's why when you start your tapes, so you play them, you're gonna have air in them. You know what I mean? FL Studio has Edison to remove the air. Let me pull up Edison. If I was to lay vocals on a track or something, we would have to pull up Edison. Let me see EDI. Let me see. Probably have to go over here um, to FL Studio and look up Edison. Um, where are you? Here we go. Okay. We would have to take this, then go to the toothbrush with the vocals, and then we would have to eliminate the air out of the vocal, the room sound. Okay. This a plug-in too. Why do you think they made it? Why do you think they have this plug-in? Why? Not to use it? That's dumb. That shows you he doesn't know what he's talking about. And the second thing is, when you're taking a look at it, um, let me see if I can go back here to where you can see me enlarged. Oh, here we go again. So let me see, because it seems like I don't even need StreamYard to broadcast, and if I don't, and I can go direct, that's even better. Okay. Oh, this is even better. This is even better. YouTube setup. So what I go back to doing is, like I said, let me see. But I think I don't think. Let me see. This part is working, but I don't know if when I go to FL Studio, does this show up? Okay. Let me check it out. All right. This seems to be the problem. Let me. All right. For straight broadcasting, okay. I'm having a problem with StreamYard. Uh, when I talk, that's one thing. But when I'm trying to um, use StreamYard, as far as YouTube, this is cool. But StreamYard is not letting me go through what I'm going through. But let me put it to you this way. I'm trying to uh, show what I'm doing on FL Studio, and I know that y'all can't see it, but you can probably hear it. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk until I solve this problem, and then by tomorrow I have that issue worked out with StreamYard. Maybe not. I might have to use OBS. Anyway, when you don't use the plugins that you're supposed to use, there's something that's going to happen. And that's the thing about that is when we make records, we have to use plugins. Why do you think they're in the dog? Do you think they're in there for no reason? Okay, and he's telling you not to use them. Only a nut would believe that. Everybody has to use plugins. If not, when you send your stuff into the record company, the only thing it's going to be is one thing: it's going to be incomplete. It's not going to sound like it's supposed to because you're not using them. You got low end issues, you got vocal problems. You have to go ahead and put all of this stuff in, together to make this work. And only a fool would not pay attention to that. I don't like the StreamYard is, uh, I don't know, because the show, they tripping, the show not on YouTube's end, it's on their end. And every time I try and use it, it's the same thing. And I'm tired of it. Um, I might have to just go back to OBS. But anyway, when you don't use these plugins that you're supposed to use, then how are you gonna get the stuff you? Now he talked stuff about him being around artists and stars. Okay, I can pull up artists and I can pull up stars as well, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let me see. Let me get my bag. I'm gonna show you me and Snoop Dogg. Okay, this was a time in my life that I lost my buddy who was a rapper, and so I was drinking or whatever, and got sent out the hospital. Long story short, when he passed, I wasn't coming outside. Didn't want to really do nothing for his music, and Snoop invited me to when his album release parties. I didn't want to go. He got on me. I did. Now I grew up with Dr. Dre. Um, I was named Maestro after the singer Barry White and so forth. So here go my picture of me and Snoop. You see what I mean? And this is me and Bishop Don Juan. Wait, um, me and Bishop Don Juan and Cam, rapper Cam. Okay, I got more pictures and videos of people than I can even remember. Okay, just some of the artists I've been with. I'm finna work with Hutch from Above the Law, T-Bone from Lynch Mob. I know Snoop, Dre, um, Suge, um, Barry White. I was named Maestro after Barry White. Um, I come from a famous family. My cousin is George Red Callender. He played bass with Billie Holiday, Tevin Campbell, Nat King Cole, uh, Nate, well, everybody. And I did the same thing with everybody. So what I'm saying to you is, what he's telling you not to use these plugins and don't do this and that, then your stuff gonna be incomplete. You know what I mean? So why do you think they put them in the box? And I'm gonna show you how to use these plugins correctly. You know what I mean? It's just a problem with StreamYard. It did not show up. I hate using OBS because it drains this computer and my other computer has to be fixed. So it really slows stuff down, and I don't really get a chance to explain what I'm doing, but I could rebroadcast and use that. But I think I'll do that tonight. I think right now I just try to figure out what's going on with Streamlab because it's acting extremely stupid. It's not allowing me to stream at all. But that's what I want to bring out to you with Damon Dang. You people, you need to think for yourself. I'm going to show you these examples. You don't need to give. Okay, he wants you to give him $1,000 just to be around me. Come on, man, this dude is a nut. Okay, and what I asked him for is a one-on-one interview with me. You know what I mean? To see if he would take it. You know, therefore, I'm not gonna cut the camera like a kid, or you can't say this, or and mute it and all of this. The nigga is fake, bro. And then talking about what everybody else do. You came at Busyworks beat. You even tried a competition with me. Busyworks killed you. You should have known that. You should have known better than that. And instead of hating with the brother, why didn't you sit down with him? That's what teachers are. You want good teachers that's gonna beat you because you learn off them. You get better. But when you do what you did and you got defeated, but you should have known that anyway. Dang, because your beats is weak. Okay, and then what you say is garbage. It's you just it's you're gonna cause problems. And where you at that spot, I know rappers, you got to deal with all of them. Some of them drunk, some of them high, some of them good, bad moods. And what you say is gonna take it off in the studio. And I'm sure if it ain't happened, you done came close to it, and you too old for it. You see what I mean? Then you're talking about older rappers and older people that does music. But let me ask you something. Quincy Jones is what, about 80 years old? Do you honestly think you could fuck with him in music? There's a lot to learn off a man that at that age. He has wisdom. He knows things you don't know. And if you would have sat down, then you would know how to use an SSL channel. You would know that plugins make what you do better. But when you don't do that, then all you're doing is teaching them wrong. And then y'all gonna end up thinking this is the way I do because I seen Dane Taylor do. But you're not knowing when you give your stuff to that record company, what they listen for is did you do this correctly? And if you just do it without, it means you just put a tape together and Soon as you cut it on, it's not going to Dame Taylor. Okay, you're going to people whose record company, they listen like I do as an engineer. They can hear what you ain't did, and if you do it regular like that, they're gonna think you playing. Okay, and they're gonna pass on you. I've got done like that before. I used to be done like that. This is years back with Motown Records until they taught me what I should be doing. Then after I did it, I got better results out of it. So that's what I'm telling you. Anything that he's telling you is a bunch of garbage. I want if he watching this, I want a one-on-one StreamYard between both of us, and I'll let you speak 100% of what you're saying. I don't play games of cutting you off. That's childish. I'm gonna let you speak and say what you want, and then I'm gonna follow up behind that. And this is the other thing: is why are you, instead of using music as a good, platform to help people come together, why are you divide and conquer? Why are you starting stuff among people? And then old boy from Florida, he wanted to get with you. Now you say you was gonna run up on Lizzie Works, but when it came to him, I see you quiet. You know what I mean? You shouldn't even be bringing that type of atmosphere to where you work or any of that. And how does that look to the viewers that's on here? You're trying to separate them and over telling them where they can go, what channels they go. Like they don't think for themselves. They got minds of their own. You don't make up their mind or who they should watch. That's their eyes. You know what I mean? And you don't let nobody rent no space in your mind because you speaking that cheap psychology. And what you're doing is totally backwards and you know it. So if you people gonna follow that, all I can say is you have your own mind and brain to think the way you want to. But I'm gonna get this thing working if I have to use OBS, and I'll show you with them plugins. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. So if you want to know, hit the subscribe button. I may do it in the morning or in the evening. I'm not really sure, but I think mostly in the morning when I get up. And so you can see this, what I'm showing you with these plugins, with and without. You'll see the difference in them, and you will know that you need this even to make your record sound good. As an engineer, we can take the same beat, but I can add stuff to your beat. Your beat will be a lot much harder than if you didn't use them. Because how you gonna clean up the voices? How you gonna get rid of the air sound if you don't do none of that? Certain instruments are gonna fight. You need polarity switches and all of this, and you need to use the SSL in the box with FL Studio. And you looking at the mixer, that's not a real channel mixer. It's just a fader. You know what I mean? So you gotta know that FL Studio come with compressors. Okay, it come with EQs, all of this stuff. You just have to know how to. Somebody have to teach you how to use them right and what they for. Then you think for yourself, and it makes that you, and you become you, and you become great at it. If I tell you not to use this, oh, just do a beat and turn it in. I'm trying to. His goal is to make none of y'all make it because he's scared of the position that he's in. He won't be in that position anymore. And you don't need to give me nothing. I'm not asking for no money, nothing. All you doing is coming to YouTube, my channel, and I'm gonna explain to you the right way to use this equipment so you can get a job in music doing what you do. You know what I mean? No gimmick, no lie. Dane, if you watching this, I'll say it again. I want to have an interview with you and me one on one, just us two, and we can talk this out if you want to. I've been on your show. I invite you to come to mine. But I'm gonna get more intense. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna explain in total of what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna cut no slack with it. Okay, so there's your invitation. And since you say, "Oh, people don't want to come and show their face on camera," I'm showing my face on camera. I came on your show and showed it, but I had to reroute stuff because I knew the way you would go. You know what I mean? Oh, and getting ready to cut it off like a 9-year-old or something. You know what I mean? Let the people speak. And you too old to be doing some of the stuff that you do. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And then you talk about how hard your beats is, nigga, please. You don't know what you're talking about. And when you say that and address it, when you say any and every, I'm a part of any and I'm a part of every. You know what I'm saying? But some truthful shit is a lot of these artists that's in these positions, I tear their ass up. They ain't no threat to me. If you It's other reasons why I haven't been in music as much as I would, and I'm not gonna go into that at this appropriate moment. But I can do things other than music that will excel everything. So I'm not even worried about that. Like I said, I just been with Erica Badu, Battle Cat. I just showed you right here the pictures of me and Snoop Dogg right here. Okay. Now, I don't need to lie to kick it. I'm not asking you for no money or none of that. Here's me and Erica Badu. I was just with Mike Epps, Kim Fields, and some more. Let me see. Why is my phone backwards? Um, okay. Let me go up here to my gallery. Okay. Here's me and Erica Badu. Here's just a video snippet. One of my homegirls. Okay, with Erica. Okay. Let me go to the next one. Okay. I'm gonna show you with me and Battle Cat. I don't know why my phone is not releasing the stuff that I'm saying at the right speed. Okay, let me come on. I don't know how the hell my phone is just they playing games. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm getting closer. Why in the hell the phone cut off? I ain't cut it off. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna show you me and Battle Cat. All right, this is gonna be faster. And this is some more photos. This is uh, me, Boys the Men, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Gladys Knight. Okay, let me find. Yeah, here's Nia P, rapper. Me and Nia P. Okay, here's me and Battle Cat. Maybe you can see that one better. It might be too bright. Me and Battle Cat. Um, uh, and a lot of rest of them. Now, the thing about it is, I'll be having Hutch on this show. Um, T-Bone of the Lynch Mob. I know a whole bunch of people in the industry. Like I said, I come from a famous family, but I did this on my own. You know what I mean? My cousin is George Red Calendar. He played with everybody: Quincy Jones, uh, Nat King Cole, Dizzy Gillespie, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Tevin Campbell, you name them. Okay, so I come from that background. So what I'm telling you is when it comes down to what Dame Taylor is telling you, he's not an engineer, and nobody's going to tell you not to use plugins. You're a nut not to. How else are you going to get things done? What are you going to do about the air sound? You're not going to use a plug-in and take the air out. You need a compressor. Then you have to sweep through vocals. All of this stuff you have to, because the way he's doing it, that's laughable. Anybody tell you, ain't nobody gonna accept no demo in a record company like that because you didn't use no compressor. You got ends fighting, and that's what I showed you um, when I was going through the different sounds when I was playing the beat. StreamYard is tripping, so that's the reason why I would have been able to show you what if it was studio, you know what I mean? But when I click on here, it's just not coming out. Um, the music wheel. All right, if you can hear that, watch this. This bass, I'm finna play this bass sound. I'm gonna take the plug in off. Now watch. Listen to the bass without. All right, now this is the BX sub filter. Listen now. You see what I mean? So the difference between that, he's telling you not to. What bass would you like? If you could hear that bass that I just played, you would like the second one because it's more subbier. Okay, so if you don't use these plugins, you're not going to get that sound. Okay, and it has to be ran through an SSL channel. See the SSL, or it's going to be a Neve, you know, one of them two boards, or you know, one out of them choices. It's not going to be regular. And Pro Tools don't come with that. Pro Tools is a cool editing, but there's things I don't like about Pro Tools. You know what I mean? But this is not a Pro Tools topic. This is a Dame Taylor topic, and what he's telling you that you don't need as an engineer. How do you think I got around these people? Okay, I know what it takes to do this. You know what I mean? Number one, if you listen to his beats is weak. Even when he laughs, it's it's not black. I mean, he laughs off things that's corny, you know, that's not even laughable. And then he tell you, yeah, well, you got to send me $1,200, you know, and this and that for what? If you want to go to Los Angeles for what? To go in the studio and look at stuff? Who can do that? You could do that on your own. You don't need him to do that. You know, I can give you game where you can go and you do better than that. Not only that, you get paid $200 an hour as a rapper, bass player, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things they beating y'all on. You know what I mean? They're stealing your music and feeding you pennies. There's something else I'll talk about in due time. But right now I'm keeping it, you know, right with Dame Taylor. He's telling you and playing these tracks. You know, I don't have nothing on my master. Okay, you know why? Because number one, if you had the plug-in, the reason why you don't know how to use it. You can't even mix. Your mixes don't sound right. And then you go up against, I'm gonna tell you, he has a mental problem. Then you want to go up in a beat contest against Busy Works Beats. Okay. Now, the thing about that is Busy Works ain't no joke. His beats are knocking. Even when he playing, they messing around. They still good. Okay. You tried that contest. He beat you at it. So now, if you had common sense as a person with sense, what you would have did was this. Okay. He beat me at that. You know the boy is very knowledgeable. And before you're going to talk about him, he took his college experience, used a computer and a camera, and taught millions of people music. I'm one he taught. Now, I listen to different people. You're not going to tell me who to be with. Oh, and that's just camp as if we a gang or something. You know what I mean? You too old to be doing some of the things you do. It's childish when people want to talk to you about some of the stuff that you said that's incorrect or your lies. You want to mute them and cut them off. That's why I invite you to my show. I'm gonna let you speak, but I'm gonna get deep in the paint, you know, about the whole situation because you don't make sense in what you're doing. And what you're doing is leading these kids away. What it seems to me that you're doing, you wanted to go at the Busy Weeks and talk, but that ain't no. You teaching them a Drake beat. That's not no Drake beat. But the people we taught made songs, beats for Drake, Ariana Grande, all of the people we named. So if he don't know what he talking about, how did his people who he taught make it and doing music for stars? So you told him he don't need to broadcast. Is just everybody got to come and take their tape and give it to Dame. Dame is in charge of the whole industry. That's a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? Any you can do. What I know, I know how to get your tapes anywhere you want them to be. Okay, and I'm bringing live stars on my show. I just have to get this broadcasting stuff together. You know what I mean? And then I'll show you, or I pre-recorded. You can watch the video. I like doing live; it's better. Uh, but what he's telling you to do is totally backwards. Okay, and if you listen to him, what's going to happen? You're not going to. Let me put it to you this way. Okay, rappers who I deal with, by being the engineer, they'll go to the studio, and I say, "Now, when you get back, let me hear the tape." Okay, so you go and spend your money in the studio, and you go get, you know, you do your demo, and they give it to you. Now, when I play it, now listen, the voice ain't the key. A rapper got to be more than a rapper. You have to be an engineer and producer minded, because you got to know if your voice in key. Did he clean your vocals up? Did he compress them? Did he EQ them? Is they done right? Is the reverb on time? Is it too much reverb? Is it too much delay? And that only comes by experiencing and knowing, because most of the time they send them home and it's incorrect. It's not even done right. So he's telling you don't use plugins at all. That means all of your stuff. And do you know some of the sounds are dry? Dry meaning no reverb, no delay to them. Like, you know, the side stick, or so you add reverb to your whole uh, track to make it sound like it all was played in one room. Okay. Another thing, when you get original tracks, you get like the kick drum, you get the front of it with a hammer go boom, and you get the back of it. So it comes two. One is the front, one is the back. Channel one is the front, channel two is the back, and you have to blend them together. Also with them to have to like a snare. If you look at the mic, it records the top part and it records the bottom part. Together you mix them to make a snare drum. Okay. What are you gonna do between them? What are you gonna do about phase issues? Because the low end and high end are gonna have phase issues, especially the low end. Okay. And it's gonna sound instead of it's gonna sound like you got a COVID mask on. Okay. Those are phase issues. Okay. And if you don't know about them, then what are you doing? How you gonna stop that with no plugins? It's stupid. Okay. Why do you think FL Studio come with it? Logic come with it. Ableton Live come with it. Cakewalk come with it. Or BandLab now. They come with it. Okay. So all of these things in Pro Tools he used. But the reason why you're not using them is you own Pro Tools, but your education, the music is low. Okay, Pro Tools got EQs. What do you think a parametric EQ for? It's a surgical knife. What do you think it's for? Okay, and you just got the beat in Pro Tools playing around with equipment. And back in the days when you talking about the beat you play is outdated. Now back in the day, that's when the people, the record company, and doing the gang violence, they're scared as hell to get you. So somebody that's cool and modest, they would deal with. But right now, and then you was talking about Jag. When you talk about Jag, I done demos with Jag years ago. You can ask Jag. Light brown skinned, wear glasses, and he got a raspy voice. Okay, and he's stocky, right? I know Jag. Jag know me personally. I got demos with Jag. Okay, I know people in the industry. I was born in the industry. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm gonna do is teach y'all the correct way of using things. You know what I'm saying? So you learn the correct way to use all these equipment. Then with the knowledge, do you go on out there and do your thing in music? You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm breaking down to you. Uh, Dame Taylor is a nut. He's a basket case. You know what I mean? And he's not teaching you right. You need to be taught right, and I'm gonna show you why. why. Why are you using these plugins? What they do? What is the buttons on them? Which ones is the best? Which ones is not cool? Which one works? Which one doesn't? And Plugin Alliance works. Trust me, I was at Guitar Center and this lady came up to me and uh, rather I came up to her because I was buying some equipment. I say, I'm an engineer. What is you engineer? Basically, I asked her, what's your poison? What plugin do you like? She said, Plugin Alliance. And I had at the time never heard of that. And I was telling her, what about Waves? And I told her certain plugins. She was like, no, you need to check this out. So I did, and she was correct. Now, certain plugins that you buy, they know that you don't really know. You can kind of hear, but you don't know that real engineer hearing. And the emulation of some plugins are terrible. Instead of helping your music, they hurt your music. Okay, and with Plugin Alliance, you don't have that problem. It's everything they make. I haven't seen not one plugin, and I have mostly all the plugins. Um, None of them sound bad. They all sound good. They sound too good for plugins. So also, but I teach you how to use if you don't have them. You ain't got the money for them. I show you what you got, how to make them plugins work for you. Okay, and it'll come close to it. But long as you know the basic, it's in the person who know how to work them knobs. That's what it's into. And if you listen to him, you're just gonna have a regular tape, a beat that you're doing, and it's not gonna come out. It's all kind of stuff that goes into this. Beats go into it's the sound selection, it's shaping the sounds, it's EQing the sounds, it's compressing the sounds. You have to do that. You know what I mean? When you're looking at a big console, they got a compressor on them. Why do you think they don't use no plugin? So you ain't gonna use a meter. So if you don't use a meter, how are you gonna gain stage your stuff? If you don't gain stage your mix, it's never gonna sound right. And I teach what gain staging is. Gain staging is making all the music at a certain level. Because if I get a sound, if you listen to the sound, some of the instruments are cut up louder than the other ones. So it's a certain sweet spot that you put them all. Then you mix your sound to them. And you'll notice you get a perfect mix. Without that, and you don't gain stage them, meaning you ain't using the metering. So if you ain't using the metering, how you gonna gain stage? You just everything he's telling you is backwards. Okay, and you notice this. When you go to studio, what do you see? You see the microphone, you see the engineer, you see the screen, you see the mix with all the knobs. What else is missing? The real. Okay, so if you don't use plugins, why do you think they use them? It makes your sound even thicker. You don't parallel compress the voices. He's teaching you wrong. He's telling you don't do any of this. All of this key stuff that goes into making the record, he's telling you not to do it. If you don't do it, your stuff is going in the trash. And that's what he wants, to keep you down and him up. You know what I mean? And he's teaching you wrong and he's teaching you backwards. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting me, getting this StreamYard to broadcast. If not, I'm gonna have to look for. I don't like OBS because it's too CPU-y. Streamlab Yard seems to be tripping. I have to find something better, and I'm gonna do that, and so I can start showing you what I want to show. But I really, to tell you the truth, I think this is deliberate. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things that uh, is done, especially in my case. Even though I've been learned all of this stuff, in my case, they hate. Okay, they hate. Number one, I'm not gonna lie to you. Number two, they hate my experience. If it can't be controlled, then it's something with the software doesn't work right. But it's not. It's them. You know what I mean? It's them because you know whatever reasons that they want. I'm not even really trying to tripping it. So I'm looking more out after those. If I can help you go on into that direction, hey, so be it. I'm not asking you for nothing. I'm not telling you anything wrong. I'm giving you all right information. I've been around all of the people. Anyway, if I want to journey off into music deep, I can anytime I want to, but things is not right. So I just do what I do when I want to, and it is what it is. All right. So that's basically what I want to tell you as viewers out here. Um, learn what's right. And you got to take just a little read, little theory, a little, okay? And I'll show you that too. Once you get that down, you're on your way. Nothing you can make is going to sound crazy or messed up. And a lot of things, you can't be, everything on YouTube is a lot of this is the reason why you're not catching it because these people like me, they know what to do to make sure you learn it the correct way, but they're trying to avoid you doing that task. Okay. And so they got a lot of people that's teaching you backwards and turn this at 10K and 5K and do this. And that's not true because every sound is different. No sound is the same. And because some of it is true, but some of it ain't. It's more ain't than is. Okay. And then you be turn it to 8Q and you 8K and this to that and okay and you turn that and thinking you're right and how long you been doing that for a year and find out that's wrong. You know, I've been done like that. So I know what to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? So whenever this issue with StreamYard or whatever, uh, if they want to play the game, play the game. But I hope that you learn something from what I'm saying. I thought that StreamYard was on and I could, broadcast through, but uh, beats and stuff what I was doing, but it seems that I can't. So at least one good thing is that it's not on uh, YouTube's end. It's on StreamYard end. And it was cool that at least I can, talk, but I need to show you with FL Studio and explain to you so you know what to use. And I use different DAWs. My favorite DAW is Studio One 6 Professional. Um, the Studio One is off the chain. FL Studio, it's I started with that and I still like it, but it just needs to be upgraded to 2023 and to make better things. But I'll be showing you in FL Studio because that's what most people use. Sometimes I'll be doing stuff in Studio One and other things. If I don't get it done with StreamYard, I'll be doing it with some other software. So that's basically what I wanted to tell you is you don't need to listen to him or pay any money or think he's the only person who can uh, get you successfully in music. I'm here. I'm not charging you nothing. I'm around artists. If you want, you can talk to them. I don't care. You can do all that if that's what you think to make you better. But remember one thing about this music: you got to stay two places. One, because he's stupid. He's not telling you that Dame Taylor. One is in the studio. That's creating beats and having fun. Yes. But the second one, that's more important, is in the laboratory. And that's knowing what these buttons do. Why am I doing this? Here's a compressor. Yes. Why am I turning that button? What is a ratio? And explain it to you in a way you understand. Not for every 2 decibels up, one is subtracted, and that's the ratio, which that's true. But come on, put this in common sense form where they understand. And what is an attack? An attack, a quick attack, and a fast attack. You know, why am I using a quick attack versus a fast attack? What does an attack do? Okay, and what's a release? You know, and why do I need to set releases and what they do? And somebody needs to explain to you why what they do because you can get some if you move the releases and attack around, you can get some nice things done. You know what I'm saying? And so I let you try these. I do it live, what we've been taught, and then I teach you what's correct, and you make your own choice of decision. Okay, so like I say, stay in the studio, stay in the lab, and stop listening to garbage. I'm gonna be making more videos. I'm just trying to get things built up as quick as I can. I have quite a bit, things to do, but I'm gonna make sure I did that. This is Michael Mike, and like I told you, I didn't use any method that Dame Taylor used at all, and I'm doing it. And remember, on the interview, I don't know if y'all saw it, but he said, "Ain't nobody out here doing what I do." I say, "I got a YouTube channel and I do it." No, you don't. Okay, you don't know me, right? So how can you say I don't if you ain't went through the sea? And you can see I do have a channel. And on my channel, if you're curious to look at stuff, like I said, I do music, I do a whole lot of stuff. But if you go there, you'll see me in Nocturnal. You'll see a video of all the people that, not all of them, but quite a few people that I know. You know what I'm saying? And all of this. I just showed you pictures. I ain't got the lot to kick it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go through that garbage that he's talking about. And other than talking, which is that cheap psychology, mouth pimping, what is he doing? What is he doing to help you? Zero. He's asking for money and then he hating on everybody. Hating on Curtis King. He's hating on all these other people for what? Because they better than him. And he's weak. He is. I'm not gonna lie to you. He weak. You talking about this and you beat battles and all of this and everything like this, but when you step to him, it's all a fantasy. You see what I'm saying? It's a fantasy. And all he's doing is showing you pictures. Hell, I can show you pictures. I can show you videos. I can show you more than he can. I've been with Marvin over the Marvin Gaye house. He don't live far from me. Raised around Barry White. You name him. I've been with him. MC8, uh, RBX, Giorgio, um, let's see, what's Jail Felony, DJ Quick. His nephew's my buddy, Infrared. Matter of fact, I think Infrared picture of me and Infrared is in here. I think. Me and Infrared picture is in here. Um, no, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up on the next one. Me and Infrared, um, sugar free. Um, it's so Bobby Valentino, Mike Tyson. Um, it's so many people that I know. Okay, so I did it, but I'm not sitting up here telling you nothing crazy. Like you got to be with me, and the only way you gonna make it, you give me $1,000 and something. And see, I don't use any plugins. Man, people gonna look at you crazy. That's how they looking at it. Your brain is gone. You don't use no plugins. And how are you gonna get? Why do you think the people put them in there? Why do you think FL Studio put plugins in there? The DAW, all the DAWs come with plugins. He tell you don't use them. Listen to mine. And did you listen to it? But see, he know you can't hear. You see what I mean? He's playing it from a beginner. You see what I mean? He don't know how to phase issue. He don't know a damn thing about engineering. And that's why when he played the stuff that he played, I could hear it. That shit ain't going to no record company. They gonna instantly throw it away. And if you listen to him, the same thing gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So why don't you encourage him to come on and we'll have a discussion live, and I can bring him in and we can talk about it, whatever. But this is Michael Mike. I'm finna get off. I thanks you, the viewer that's out there, man. Believe in yourself. I'm gonna teach you right, not wrong, and I'm gonna solve this solution with StreamYard for whatever the reasons may be, and I'll be back to show you different things from doing music, writing music, um, engineering, compression, all of that to make your demo sound right. studio and radio ready. I've done did that. I have two songs in time I'll play them. Um, they were done by DJ Quick and Battle Cat. That's why you see the picture of me and my buddy and DJ Quick. Uh, and I got pictures with Battle Cat in my phone and so forth. All right. So these things is coming up. I'm gonna start hollering at Hutch from above the law and put together him some music, and you'll see us record. And you're free to talk to him or whatever you want to do, and watch us go through the process of building music. And I'm gonna show you what I do with his tracks and how I line them up. Also, a shout out to Busy Works. He left in my email. There's a certain website where you can get different artists songs, they stems, and I'm gonna pull them up and start putting them together, show you what we do. We get the stems, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell you this: engineering has a deep advantages. Um, if you're a rapper, okay, but if you're an engineer, what we do is get the stems, your songs, and we mix them into album. Okay, there's not many of them. There's a whole lot of producers. There's not that many engineers, and it's time consuming, very time consuming. Okay, but you get jobs at it, you win Grammys at it, uh, and so forth, and people don't know who you are. You know, you can remain in the back if you don't want to be an artist and all that. You can just y'all do the records, send them here. I'll mix them in and do what you do. You know what I mean? It'll make sure that your demos are done correct, and you don't have to pay somebody. And the pay is good. It's $300 to $500 one song. Okay. Now another thing I'm gonna get into is this um, different sites like SoundCloud um, will master your songs, and that's I'm gonna get into that. Okay, that's not mastered. Those are ripoffs. All they doing is just adding highs. It's a whole lot goes in between that. They're just adding highs to your stuff and cutting it up loud. They know you don't know what mastering is and what it sounds like, so they beating you out of your money. You see what I'm saying? Another thing as a rapper, if you're gonna get somebody's beat from off YouTube and you steal it, you're trapping yourself. Because the record company, they ain't gonna get sued. They gonna ask you where you get the music from. Number two, even though you got the music, go back to the engineering. You gotta be more than a rapper. You gotta be a producer, engineer minded. Was it mixed right? Did they use the SSL on it? Where you get it's not complete. So that producer track, like I say, you could be a hell of a rapper, and the producer do some, do some music. The music ain't right, your voice ain't in key. It's gonna get thrown away. It's his fault, not yours as a rapper, but it's your fault because you should be more than a rapper. You should know what's going on and know that if the person didn't put your vocal in key, that you shouldn't deal with him. In a way to avoid that, what I teach my people is this: when you go to the studio, tell the engineer, yeah, this song is in the key of C major. How many sharps or flats is it? Because I forgot. I think it's 4 or 5. Say something like that. And if he say, "Oh, it's 2 or 3," answer any number, leave because it's none. There is no sharps and flats in the key of C major. Okay, that means he don't know this stuff. That's how you test your engineer. You feel me? And so let these things be knowledge to you to get in it. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself. You can get with me. I'm gonna show you right. I'm gonna show you they wrong, then I'm gonna show you right to correct this problem. And you can watch Dame if you want to. You can watch anybody you want. I don't tell you like he tell. Oh, you can only watch me. That's stupid. You can watch whoever you want to. Be a sponge. Suck up knowledge from everybody. But what I'm telling you, he lead you down the wrong path. And if you don't use no plugins, your music is not going nowhere. They're gonna think you playing it, and I done showed you why. Okay, so stick with me or whatever, but get that knowledge, and that's what I'm gonna kick to you. As far as Dame, I wouldn't listen to it. I would go ahead. You can listen to it, but what he telling you, he's selling you wolf tickets. Just because you in a studio or place, what are you making? I'm going to go get Hutch in a minute, and I'm sitting right here, right? And you at the studio, so am I. All right? I'm sitting up here with stars. I do that all the time. I didn't need any course you talking about or anything. I've been doing this from day one. I've been around artists and you talk about all the artists here because you haven't yet. You will, but that's in God's time. Okay? How I ran into him wasn't in my time. It's in God's time. When he sees you ready for it, because you gotta understand, you gotta get yourself together, especially in the industry. There's a lot of things gonna come at you. You got to be strong minded. And maybe God is waiting for you to mature. So when He gives you up there and put you up there, you don't let what they gonna do to you break you and bring you down and stop His purpose. Okay? So it's all up to Him. And then it's up to you. You have to move on it. A closed mouth and you don't do nothing, nothing's gonna come out of it. You got to get up. You know what I mean? You got to learn. You got to have that drive. And a lot of people I see, hey Mike, yeah, why don't you show me engineering and that? And I'm like, all right. But before I start, what do you want to do? I don't need, you know, I explained to him, if I sit down and show you this stuff and you stop practicing and you don't practice, then there's other people who want me to show them too. But because you did that, what you did, you wasted my time. And this time could be spent with somebody who really want to learn and is trying to learn. So I just try to avoid them, but I give them the chance. But then I, tell them something to do, and then if they come back from the lessons, you see they get better. That's how it is in music school. I've been in music school. Um, so they'll get better. If you ain't practiced, you're going to be worse. And then when I see that add up for a long distance, then I have to just, you know, shade them and sooner or later because they're not going to go for it. And had an incident with somebody too that I showed engineering when they was going pretty good, and then they just stopped doing it. And then what they want now is they want me to go ahead and mix. I'm nothing to do it. I just showed you what to do. I got enough on my plate, but I showed you so you. And if I do it for you, that means you're not doing it. So you just wanted to stay where you are, and then come and throw all the work to me. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? That was with that individual person. That's not with everybody. So that's what I'm saying. If you ain't gonna take the time to learn what you're supposed to do, it's not gonna happen. All right, you can only fault yourself. So I hope I helped you out. And like I said, don't listen to this nut because he's gonna destroy himself, and he's causing a problem. And you don't do that when you end up working in the industry. You don't sit up there. Why would I sit up there and argue with somebody and talk crazy? And then what if that person comes and, like I told Dane, what if that dude come and shoot? It's over with. So that's that. All right, I'm out.